That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Ryan O'Halloran.
Jason David Frank.
Humberto Ramos.
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thank you so much for logging on and tuning in. We just need one more favor. I want you to hit subscribe and that little bell over there. Be notified. We have authors, artists, filmmakers, musicians, creative content, people of all kinds. And I am blessed every single day to get to sit next to some of the most amazing creative minds. We are here at Space Coast Book Lovers, hosted by Terry Dees, Edney, Robbie Cox, Charlene Cox, and Sarah Aarons Mick. They put on a great event.
They do.
And we're hanging right now with author C.L. Roman, the author of Changeling.
Yeah, this is my newest release. It actually just dropped to the general public today. We had it at the launch last night, and we had such a good time. The readers here are fantastic.
It was really great to see how well received the authors were this weekend.
It really was.
The community came out. They got to meet some of their new favorite authors.
I hope so, yeah.
And they picked up some fantastic books. The Book Nook over here was amazing.
I didn't get to go to it.
They were coming in and out all day long, and it was a great thing for the ticket for their attendance.
Yeah.
They got to go in and just pick any book.
Yeah.
And it was amazing to see big burly guys walk in and walk out with these wonderful little romance novels. And yes, you know who you are, tucked under their arm like, yeah, it's the same as a chainsaw, only with,
pages.
Good on you. Hey, no shame there. It was great. We picked up some great books too while we were here, and it was fantastic.
Fun. That's great.
I love to read other writers' work. That's how we become better at our craft.
It really is.
Pay attention to our contemporaries. Tell us about Changelings and that day when the voices in your head wouldn't shut up and you just had to.
Changelings was really fun to write because I got to write the stories of 4 different elves in one book. Changelings is about this company, this elvish company called Life Trade, and they arrange vacations for elves to come to the human world and spend a week. One of the guys, the first guy, he wants adventure. So he comes, and turns out we're not really quite sure for the longest whether he's the terrorist or whether the guy whose place he's taking is the terrorist. And then the second book, he wants to create something beautiful. He just wants to create something beautiful. So he gets involved with a family who's struggling with infertility. And then the third book, all this elf wants is peace and quiet. He doesn't get it.
No spoilers, but
and then the last one,
as we've said in many of our interviews with writers, I think the favorite turn of phrase when a book starts is, and then hijinks ensues.
And hijinks ensue.
And there's hijinks. There's elves that want to come here on a holiday. Hijinks is going to ensue.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. They have a really good time, too. Well, I don't know whether you can classify it as having a good time. The reader has a good time.
The reader has a good time.
Watching them.
We do. Sometimes we thrive on others' misery.
Yep.
Especially vacationing elves. Look, we live in Florida, so we all know what it's like to see a vacationer and just want them to have a bad day. Mostly because they're driving too slow in front of us. You have a 4th elf.
Yeah, and she's the female in the book, and she comes here. She's been here before, and when she came here before, she let's just say her vacation did not go as planned, and she comes back and she wants revenge. That is her desire. She wants revenge.
So her first vacation didn't go well.
No.
Now she's coming. Yes.
Pissed her off.
See?
So now she wants revenge.
Look, you all had that in-law that went to Disney World and will never forgive Mickey Mouse.
Well, it's not Mickey, but close.
But it's close enough. She's going for it. What inspired you to want to tell the tales of elves looking for vacations?
Well,
That's just a cool concept.
In general, I really like the idea of somebody being out of their general space,
Okay.
out of their usual pocket. And so my family is a military family, and we spent a lot of time out of our pocket. We traveled back and forth across the country 3 and 4 times. So that is kind of culminating, and it sort of percolated for a long time. And finally, it just sort of leapt out at me. I like woke up one morning, and there it was.
There it was. Time to write about it.
Yeah.
That's right. Is there something about the people who write in fantasy genres and places like that? We're not supposed to play favorites with our characters, but we all have our favorites, and you chose to write within an Elvish community. So is there something about that particular element in fantasy that you were drawn to, or was it convenience, or how did you choose? There's so many things in the fantasy world to choose from.
Sure.
How did you narrow it down to the stories?
Well, my thing is, everybody likes a vacation, right?
Oh yeah.
Everybody likes a vacation. You like to take a little time off from your work. And for me, it was the way of putting that twist on it. Well, okay, I know how humans vacation because I are one. And but how would elves vacation? Where would they want to go? What would they want to do? Because let's face it, elves live in a pretty fantastic world. They have magic.
That's just it. You have magic. You have all of these fantastical things, but and it's a great exploration into the idea that getting away
means different things to different people.
people.
Yeah. And so what does it mean for an elf who has, I mean, how many times have you thought about, okay, if I just had a spell to make this work properly?
And
the
the
elves
already
have
did
that.
it.
They have that. So they come to our world where they have to bring any magic there is, they have to bring it with them.
It's like a toothbrush. If you don't bring it with you, you don't have it.
Exactly. And which actually that happened to me. But anyway, that's probably TMI. Anyway.
Not this weekend. It's fine. We're good.
There are Walgreens down the street. It was okay.
It's okay. We could fix that. We have shops in Florida, you know. So how do you name your characters?
Well, actually, I cheat.
Because coming up with Elvish names could be kind of fun.
Cheat.
Oh. Is there like an Elvish name book? Is there like an Elvish name book? YouTube, tell us. There's
an Elvish name generator.
Really?
There really is. There really is. And the thing was,
I did not know that. I make a living on the web, and I still did not know that.
I'm really fascinated with languages. I've been an English teacher for 10 years. I just recently retired from the teaching profession. And so I'm really fascinated with language. And so I really wanted to get it. I wanted to sound Elvish.
Yes.
So if you Google Elvish names.
Now, is this language, is this like the Tolkien Elvish?
Yeah, it's related to it very closely.
Which is hugely well thought out. You know, this is, it's one of the fantastic things about the Tolkien
He did the whole language.
Is because he did the whole language.
Yeah.
He created more than just a world to write in, but cultures and norms and mores and these great things. It was fantastic. So there's an Elvish name generator.
There is an Elvish name generator.
I did not know that. Now I do. I'm going to spend like the afternoon one of these days
just going and looking. It's really fun. And the nice thing is that you can choose the one that I used. I don't know about all of them, but the one that I used gives you the meaning of the name.
Awesome.
So one of my characters is Elsiel, and if I'm remembering correctly, please don't lynch me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe his name means Lightbringer, which is amazingly specific to his character.
Wow. We're just teasing you with that. You got to buy the book. Plural.
There might be more after this one. I don't know. I did the 4 stories in this one, and then I'm seriously considering doing another one. So you don't have to read both to understand, but continuing, because there's a lot more stories that I could tell.
That's how we know we have the instincts of a creative artist. Is when you get done with a project, you just know there's more.
Yeah.
You just know there's more. We tell people all the time, the nature of a human being is to be a storyteller.
I think that's true, yeah.
We've been telling stories since we could sit around the campfire or in caves or wherever someone will listen to us. And as writers, you know, we're part of that million-year tradition. And so to have more stories when you're done with your first one, it's it's an amazing thing. This is a YA book. Is it for younger readers, or is it more adult?
It's more adult, but I think YA would also, I mean, the characters in it are adults. So, and usually I think YA readers like their characters to be close to their age.
The commonality.
And so, but these are adults. These are adults that some of them are married, some of them aren't. It's, yeah.
Very cool. Where can we find you up the road? Where are you going to be signing or meeting readers again?
I will be at IBF.
IBF, okay.
Indie Book Fest. That's going to be in Orlando in August.
We remind all of our viewers, IBF is actually where the Hangin' With Web Show was born.
Is that right? I did not know that. That's interesting.
2.5 years ago, we attended IBF as an author, and I write mysteries, and the particular group of writers that were there were primarily a lot of romance writers, and there were a lot of romance-related panels and discussion groups, etc., that I just wasn't, too keen on. But we really enjoyed meeting the authors, and I literally pulled my phone out of my pocket and, as a journalist, started interviewing authors.
How cool is that?
And at the end of the weekend, the Hangin' With Web Show was officially birthed. And I've been going 3 years now, and this is what I do for a living now.
Oh, that's fun.
So it's exciting to know that our authors are still out there going to IBF and really sharing their work and their creativity with other creators and with readers.
Yeah.
More and more. We have got to wrap it up, mostly because I think my voice is going to quit any minute now, which will be entertaining for you, but painful for me. So we're going to say thank you to Something Unique Magazine, Famous Faces and Funnies, Off the Chain Radio with author Yvonne Mason. Yvonne, we terribly missed you this weekend. We hope we see you again really soon. Krypton Radio, Space Coast Comics, Asylum Convention Entertainment Services, our great friends Robbie Cox, Charlene Cox, Terry Dees Edney, and Sarah Aarons-Mick here at Space Coast Book Lovers. It has been an amazing year 2. We can't wait for year 3. Keep following us on the web so you know when and where you can meet some of these fantastic creative artists. I'm G.W. Pomichter. We've been hanging with author C.L. Roman, the author of Changeling. Remember, everybody, subscribe, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.